Okay, cool. I just restarted mine on your count, and then so let's get a clap sync going in 3, 2, 1, clap. Beautiful. We made it. We're here. We survived. We made it to Studio Blank, episode 78. Wait, we have to do the intro, don't we?
Yep.
Okay, so Paul's not here, which is funny because me not being here is what makes it descend into anarchy. But Paul's the one who does the intro. So what we're going to do is we're going to do every other word, each person. So I'll do the first word, you do the second, and so on and so forth.
Give me a sec. I need to pull up the brief so that I don't fuck it up.
Okay.
Because I don't have any practice doing it. I think the last time I did it was over 60 episodes ago.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
What's
up,
guys?
Welcome
To
Studio
Blank,
the
anime
and
manga
podcast
where
you
can
find
all
your
news
views
and
reviews
for
all
things
weeb
each
and every
week.
Yay.
That's a social clip, honestly.
That's so fun.
That is funny because we had to think so hard when it's so much easier to just say, "What's up, guys? Welcome back to Studio Blank, the anime and manga podcast where you can find your news, views, and reviews on all things weeb each and every week." My name is Nate. This is Tim. We are once again. It's Monday, but we have no Mondays.
Yeah, that's actually very, very factual. There is no Mondays this week. He is still on break.
He's still on break. We're giving him a little bit more break. He's going to be back in next week. We might even try to sneak him in for a post show or something. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Mm-hmm. Tim, how's your week been?
It's been busy. I was so busy all weekend, and I took today off so that I could get caught up on anime and webtoon and find all of this very fun news for you guys.
Great. Well, I think you know what I want the last piece of news to be so that we can launch into the conversation.
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Then take it away. I've seen a lot of good stuff coming out this week. So
okay, so I want to start with my favorite piece of news for the week.
Hit it.
Crunchy added 6 manga titles from Alphapolis to their Crunchyroll manga section that if you have premium, you can just use. And the only one that I was like, wow, I'm really excited to read this is, it's one that we really, really liked when the anime came out very recently. It's Tsukimichi Moonlight Fantasy.
Oh, they have the manga for it now?
Yep. So the simulpub for that is coming out. We have the first 3 chapters already. I went and found it. I wanted to make sure that it was available.
That's awesome. I love that. Tsukimichi was one of those just fun isekais where they just threw everything out the window for no reason.
Yeah.
It is kind of lost in a sea of other isekais, but Tsukimichi definitely did stand out. It was very funny. I enjoyed it a lot. I actually need to finish that because I am a little bit behind on everything that I've ever seen. So, but any other manga of note?
So the others are Gate, where the JSDF fought.
I love Gate.
Yes.
Gate's like also objectively awful. Like,
yeah,
it is objectively not a good show, but I love it.
May I ask for one final thing? An observation log of my fiance who calls herself a villainess. Monster, a journey through another world, raising kids while adventuring, and accidentally summoned. Oops, sorry.
You love to see it. Sometimes you just accidentally get summoned into the wrong world, and that's just how it works for you. But that sounds like a really good lineup, actually.
Yeah. We got SAO Progressive's second film. We got a film teaser for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are they doing for it? Are they just doing second floor?
I think so.
I love that. give me this. Give me full SAO. Give me SAO proper. Give me the whole story from start to finish, not like just little bits and pieces. Because SAO as a concept is cool. SAO in actuality is riddled with issues and hormones and yeah. And I like the version of it where they take it a little bit more seriously and run it a little slower. It's definitely still anime. It's definitely still SAO, but I want to know those stories from the middle floors.
Yeah. I'm excited. I watched the trailer. There is no English dub or sub for it yet, but it looks awesome. It looks so good. Like visually, it is stunning. I'm very excited.
Who's producing the film? Is A1 doing that as well?
I believe so.
It would make sense to me that A1's running it because Sword Art is their flagship show as an anime studio.
Yeah, I assume it's A1.
One of them. I mean, A1 is kind of like really big, so.
All right.
Regardless, what else we got?
So 7 Seas licensed a bunch of manga from Shueisha to publish in English physically. Okay. And one that really caught my eye was we're finally getting Ayakashi Triangle in paper, and there was two chapters actually that were not published in English because they were too lewd.
Yes. Yes, too lewd. That's the problem I run into when reading manga all the time.
Yeah. And so they will hopefully, because they were published in the paper volumes in Japan, but not in digital. So hopefully we'll get the uncut version of it when that actually comes. All right. Bandai Namco.
What are they doing?
One Piece Odyssey, the One Piece RPG, and the announcement trailer looked kind of sick.
It did. They kind of just came out of nowhere and were like, hey guys, we are going to make a One Piece RPG. And there have been a lot of One Piece games in the past, but I've gone on a rant before of like, there's 3 types of anime games and that's it. And it seems like they're finally starting to branch out. You know, we got the 7 Deadly Sins Genshin game that is going to be coming out soon. Looks actually good for me, someone who's not a massive fan of the series. I'm still interested in picking it up and playing it. The One Piece game will have a completely original story penned by Oda. So
yeah, I'm so excited.
So it's something that he wrote himself for the game. So it has the blessing from the original author, which is very, very cool. The fact that it looks genuinely good, open world RPG-ish. You get to play as a variety of characters, which is very fun. I saw what looked like puzzles that you needed Nami to solve. Zoro was doing cool stuff in combat. Sanji was as well. It looked like they had some team up mechanics when you get multiple people in the same area that you can combine powers. That looks very fun as well. Me, someone who's not a fan of One Piece, would probably play this game. It looks fun and interesting.
And I think the comment that really sold me was the one they got from Oda, that they opened the trailer with. I thought to myself, wasn't it like 3 years ago when I designed the characters? Haha. But when I actually saw the game, wow, it felt like I was watching a movie. What incredible immersion. I'm like, okay.
So this Oda, is also something I picked up on. I think One Piece and nobody else has perfected the 3D art of anime characters.
Yeah.
Now don't get me wrong. Other games look totally fine. I think that the other game that's come closest to it would have been Jump Force, but everything was a little too realistic and weird for that. But like if you look at Genshin, right? I think Genshin is the greatest one-to-one comparison of anything. Everything looks anime. It looks very anime, but none of the characters, like, it has to be stylized like that. You cannot make it any more realistic. It has to live in that exact cartoon. But One Piece has done a job of actually making the faces of their characters on their. It's weird to say that, but like they actually make the faces instead of just implanting like textures.
Yeah.
Which is what a lot of anime games do. Like if you look at the eyes, it's just literally just pasted eyes on there. And there's nothing wrong with that inherently, but it's very cool that One Piece is taking the extra effort to fully animate them well. Like it genuinely looks good. I was impressed with it.
Yeah. When I saw it, I was like, oh no. Because all I had seen was the One Piece Odyssey logo, and I was like, oh fuck.
I love that they're using the exact same color palette as the Assassin's Creed Odyssey logo, and it's just One Piece Odyssey, like or it's using Valhalla, but I'm pretty sure that Odyssey had a very similar color palette as well for their logo.
Yeah, it did.
And I think it's very funny because it just looks like another Assassin's Creed game if you look at the title. And yeah, like it looks like they're making something with the blessing of the author. It's probably not going to be canon because it would be a little dumb if it was, especially because it's not going to be in Wano. It's going to be what it looks like a completely new island in the Grand Line.
It would probably take place somewhere before Wano. Just by seeing some of the people that are in it, and I'm like,
I didn't see Jinbei.
There's no Jim. Yeah, there's no Jinbei.
And Frankie looks like he does at a very specific point in time.
Yeah.
It looks like it's post time skip, but pre Wano for sure. Wow. Did I just sound like I know what I'm talking about with One Piece?
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes. Gotta pretend. Keep up appearances. What else we got?
Crunchy has decided that they are no longer supporting or doing free streaming with ads.
I'm gonna be honest. The only thing that surprises me about this is that it has taken this long for it to happen.
Yeah, same.
And also, I just want to point out that I can almost guarantee, like, I don't know anybody who uses free Crunchyroll.
I don't.
Every single person I know that watches anime either pays for Crunchyroll for ease of access, like myself, like you, like Paul, like a lot of other people that we know, or they just pirate it.
Yeah.
And that'll be a topic later because that might be the go-to route for certain people trying to watch certain shows.
I have two more pieces of news and then we can touch on that.
Yeah, no, I know you got a couple more.
So we got some comments from Makoto Shinkai about his new film, or what is it? Suzume's Door Locking. And
hey, the name is weird.
Yeah. I'm very excited though, after reading the synopsis for it. But this is what he said. For these past 2 years, I feel like I've been traveling with Suzume to a faraway place. The staff has been working as one to ensure that she reaches the places she needs to be, and that her journey can be enjoyed by many viewers. I hope you can look forward to its opening. And from the pieces that we've seen already from it, it looks absolutely stunning.
Really?
Yeah, the art is so amazing. I can send you the link to the article really quick.
Yeah, I'll open up on my phone.
I'll put it in the Discord.
One of the reasons I love original anime movies is because the art in them is always so fucking astounding. Like, there's no comparison between an original anime movie and anything that gets put out in normal shows. Like, even comparing. So let's take a look at Your Name versus the Demon Slayer movie.
Yeah.
Sounds like a really fucking wild comparison. The Demon Slayer movie peaked in terms of fight and effect animation. I don't think we've seen anything that was that consistently good for that long. It did have a few negative things in it with the 3D that they used for the train, I guess, is the best way to put it.
The train goop.
The train goop was 3D, but even looking at that, I was able to just immediately go, "That's the best choice they could have made." I have no arguments against it. But at the end of the day, it looked like a buffed up Demon Slayer episode, right?
100%.
And there's again nothing wrong with that. I fucking love the Demon Slayer movie. I've seen it more times than Your Name, and Your Name I probably like more if I'm honest though. But to that point, Your Name has all of these jaw-dropping vistas. The animation quality and the tiny, minute daily tasks that everybody goes through are so well put together and so clean. From opening the door to someone's bedroom to pulling rice out of the cooker to riding a bike, like everything seems so much cleaner and well done. And that's not just a specific thing that Your Name has done. Weathering with You, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, so many other anime films, even going back all the way to Ghibli films. All of the Ghibli films, if you watch them, they have this extra touch to them that makes them feel just like a little bit more magical. And I feel like it's super present in original anime films. And I think that we also got it. I think the only show that I can actively compare to this is Komi Can't Communicate. Because that show, when I was watching it, I was able to visibly go, holy shit. These backgrounds, this animation, everything is turned up a notch. And it's granted, they have very, very little active content to show, which that's just the nature of the show. It's written. It's all about writing to each other and trying to communicate. And so they don't have as many physical gags. They don't do as much of that stuff nearly as like Demon Slayer or something does. But they turn up the animation notches and everything looks so much more fluid and clean. I had to rant for a minute just because I like movies. But
it was... Like, I'm excited. Makoto Shinkai's work is always flawless to a point that to find anything that is actually wrong with it, you're digging through frame by frame, it feels like.
Yeah, so, and it's every single movie has some issue in it somewhere or another. Whether it's the effects get downgraded in one sequence because they couldn't render it properly, or XYZ. There's a million different things that could happen. And I mean, if you look at any actual live action show or movie, they're always riddled with mistakes because people are human. Animation less so because you can play it back a million times and edit it perfectly. And you don't have to add new things to the medium because you're already working in the medium, as opposed to adding VFX and whatever to, live action stuff, where you can end up accidentally making a show that looks more like a ride at Universal Studios because of the effects than it does an actual show, which we'll touch on later because I have opinions on that show.
All right. So the quick synopsis, Suzume's Door Locking is a modern adventure story, an action film, and a road movie. The story follows Suzume, a 17-year-old girl from a quiet Kyushu town who meets a young man looking for a door. They find a door within the ruins in the mountain, and Suzume opens it. Soon, more doors begin to open around Japan, bringing disasters from the other side. Okay, the film depicts Suzume's liberation and growth as she closes the doors that are causing disaster.
This is just the other side of Monsters, Inc.
Uh-huh.
That's all this is. This is the story of Boo. Or the prequel, at least. This is when they started learning about screams.
He's like, there's three important points about the film. It's a road movie around Japan, a story about closing doors rather than opening them, closing doors in quotations, and a reason to visit the movie theater. So he elaborated that closing doors can refer to tying loose ends or finishing something.
Yeah.
So
that's really interesting. It's the display that they put out looked really interesting. It was just a random door in the middle of nowhere. Again, very Monsters Inc-esque, which is really funny. And I kind of want to see this movie, half because it sounds like an interesting plot, and I just went on a rant about how much I love original anime movies and all of that, but also half because I want to see how much I can make fun of it for being a Monsters Inc. rip. All in good fun, obviously, because massive respect to anybody who's willing to put that much work into it. And this movie sounds very interesting, and it looks very pretty from the few stills that we've gotten. So
yeah. All right. Is it wrong to try and pick up a Girls in a Dungeon season 4 announced for summer 2022?
That's insane. That's so crazy. They just announced the season and it's only like 3 or 4 months away. That's wild. Imagine respecting a community enough to do that.
Imagine.
I haven't watched season 2 or 3 of Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, but I do love it. Season 2 is one of those world building seasons that I talk about all the time, and I just didn't get through it because I stopped on episode 5 or 6. It was very slow watching it because it was anthological. So I was going to go back and rewatch it and then get through season 3 because I know season 3 is a lot better, and then season 4 is supposed to be very, very good as well. It's the Lost Labyrinth arc.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am actively reading it because I watched season 1. Mm-hmm. That was my weeb reawakening.
Yeah.
And I played so much of the fucking Dan Machi gacha game.
How many Hestias did you roll?
I did not spend money in that game.
Ooh, that is some control.
I was a sophomore in college. I was poor. That was the difference.
That's fair.
It's not that I didn't want to. I couldn't.
That is, yeah, that's fair. And then, hey, we have another piece of news.
We have 2 Netflix animes to talk about.
Okay. What's the first one?
Baki Hanma getting a season 2. That got announced this week.
Oh yeah, because Baki Hanma, the final season of Baki, wasn't the final season of Baki.
No,
why?
It was not.
Like why? Why do they do this? Why are they like, yeah, it's the end, haha! It's Baki versus Ogre, the penultimate fight next season. Like, I don't understand it. Like, because here's the thing, you're not getting more people by telling them, oh yeah, it's going to be this fight or like this storyline, because the people that haven't watched the series already don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But everybody who has watched it is going to look at this and be like, oh, you lied to us. Mm-hmm. Cool. Like, and this is what happens with Attack on Titan. They're like, it's the final season. Like, you're not drawing in more people. Everybody who wants to watch the show is going to watch it. You're just pissing off the people that are there. Just be honest about it. Just say you have 2 seasons left. You do not have to do this. Like, the only thing that could possibly be worse than this is taking a show that's been historically released episodically week to week, turning it into a batch release, dropping it once, not talking about it for 4 months, and then promising the next batch of episodes a year after the first batch. Nobody would be stupid enough to do that.
Listeners, hint, it's Netflix.
What's the news, Tim?
And it might in fact be about JoJo's, if you couldn't tell why Nate's so mad.
What's the news, Tim?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean anime's second part streams on Netflix this fall.
Now, you want to know what like really pisses me off?
What?
Netflix was really cheeky when they first dropped Stone Ocean. They said they were going to be dropping it in December and dropped it December 1st. That was very cheeky, and it was a cool move at the time. December 1st is in fucking fall.
Yep.
And considering how Netflix is, there's a very real possibility that they're going to drop the second core of this, the next 24 episodes, on December 1st, in fall, because they can do that. And we will have waited a whole year for 12 more episodes in a series that historically has released every episode in a part back to back. Now, the thing that makes this even worse is JoJo fans love JoJo Friday. They really like week-to-week releases. They were annoyed at batch release. I'm not kidding. I could take it or leave it either way. But people were actively annoyed at this. And then now we are 4 months out. This is the point in time where we should be getting new episodes anyways.
Yeah.
Like if this were Golden Wind, we would already be on episode 14 or 15 and continuing. We're not getting episodes 13 through 24 until fall. And what makes it even worse, this is a point in time where every single other JoJo's part will have already gone through every single piece and ended. And at the point in time that we end the second core, we still have to wait for a third core. So we could be waiting, hypothetically, another 2 years. This is not going to end until 2023. This anime is going to take more than 2 years to release, and people are livid. I'm mad about it. Like, it's just, It's stupid. It's disrespectful. It's sad.
I have nothing else to say to that. I'm pissed. I like, and longtime listeners will know, I admit that I did not like JoJo's. I am not a JoJo's fan by any means. I couldn't stand the art style the first time I tried it. And when I finally went back and gave it the due diligence that it deserved, I was sadly mistaken that I had not spent more time enjoying it previously. And so when I finally start to invest my time and energy into fucking JoJo's, Netflix fucks me in the mouth. Cool, thanks.
The thing that makes it even worse is, like, if this were a few years ago and Netflix only did batch releasing in the US, it would make more sense. But they don't do that anymore. They brought normal
literally
episodic
did weekly with Comey.
That's the biggest argument right now, is Netflix literally did weekly with Comey, and it went so well. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody loved it. The show was nice and light and happy. Was it a few weeks behind Japan? Yes. Were people annoyed at that? Yeah. Did they also fuck up the translations so hard? Yes. But at the end of the day, it was episodically released, and that did well for them. The problems with it were in the actual production of it. And then with JoJo's, they're just like, yeah, you're just gonna wait a year. And I don't know why David Production had to sell their soul to the devil for this. Like, Netflix already showed that they weren't going to take it seriously or give it the due diligence when they misnamed important characters in Golden Wind. Like, that was a really big deal. Like, that's a very big issue.
Especially, it's not hard to get shit right.
It's really not. It just takes a once over from someone else who knows the content. It's literally it. If that means that you're doubling the amount of people working on it, then something is fucking wrong. Like,
it takes 2 minutes. Like, there's plenty of places where you can find official versions of that content available. Like, you should have access to that. If you're professionally subtitling this, you should just have the script.
Not only should you have professional access to this, not only does that version already exist fully translated on multiple other websites, both fan and official, they just did it themselves and did it wrong. Like, it's impressive, really, how they can just slip up so hard consistently and just keep doing it. And it kills me. I hate it. Because I mean, I don't pay for Netflix, but, like, if I did, I'd probably stop off of that, honestly. I don't watch enough on Netflix to really care.
I use my Netflix just enough to keep it.
I only use it because I'm on my like family account. Like, if I was paying for it actively, I'm not paying $20 a month for a service that's slapping me in the face. And that's like, I watch Crunchy more than I watch Netflix. I watch Disney Plus more than I watch Netflix. Especially now that they just got all the Marvel shows over there. Like,
Disney Plus is a W.
Yeah, but remember, it's always ethical to steal from Disney, Amazon, and Netflix.
Facts. Corporations are, in fact, evil.
Corporations don't give a shit about your well-being. If we wanted to get political, I could go very deep into Disney fucking up right now, but I don't want to do that. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, you already know. Like, I don't need to say anything else.
Yeah.
But, like, I've had multiple conversations about that today alone, and I would be able to have plenty more, because holy shit, corporations do not care about you. Don't pretend for a second that they do. But man, I just want to watch fucking JoJo's, dude. Like, what are they doing? They released it first for the US, and then like 4 weeks later or 6 weeks later, they started releasing in Japan. Or 7 weeks later, holy shit, I'm doing the math in my head. 7 weeks later, they start releasing in Japan, and they don't do anything. And then I think they're almost caught up. And then what? Are they just going to keep releasing weekly in Japan? Because then at that point, Netflix just fucking hates US fans. The content's already there. They just need to localize it and submit it. But they won't even put the effort to localize it properly. I want to know how much money David Productions sold their soul for.
Yeah.
Because I bet it's a lot. JoJo's is a really big property. And to be able to be the key distributor for it, or sole distributor for it in the West, is insane. That's a very, very good value for you. God damn, man. We gotta make it bad. That being said, it's gonna be at least 7 years before we get Steel Ball Run fully animated, so don't have any hopes. It's also going to be 100% CG horses the entire time. That's all Steel Ball Run is going to be, is just CG horses.
Woo! I'm so excited.
Mm-hmm. Horses, one of the first subjects of animation, and now nobody wants to fucking draw them ever again.
Now they're the first course in 3D animation.
Yeah, pretty much. So, all right. Let's stop talking about a platform that doesn't care about you, that's monetizing your favorite platforms for no good reason and doing it horribly, and instead talk about a platform that doesn't care about you and is monetizing one of your favorite products horribly. Paramount Plus released the Halo show this week.
That, in fact, they did.
It has come out to reviews, a surprising amount of which are okay with it. Is it wrong to like this show? No. But they do a lot of weird stuff. It's a new timeline, not with the games. So there's no blue team. Instead, they just recast everybody, and it's silver team. Which, in an interview, the guy who plays Master Chief is literally like, yeah, because it's a new timeline, we don't have blue team, we have silver team. They're the counterpart. And it's like, you could have just had blue team.
You could have literally just recast blue team.
You literally could have. Wouldn't have been an issue. We never saw any of their faces. Like, you could have. And they were like, it's silver team, it's unique. They did John Halo Man. He has the Halo powers. The elites and everything looked fine. They just didn't look imposed into any of the scenes properly, so everything looked like it was like a cutout on top of the screen. It was really jarring. I'm not gonna lie. Tim saw maybe 20 seconds of it with Chief falling from the sky and then starting to shoot people, and he was like, okay, that's too much.
Yeah, I don't think I could finish an episode of it. So if you managed it, proud of you.
They did hit on a lot of stuff very, very good though. The current culture is that all of the outer planets fucking hate the UNSC. Obviously. They are rebelling. They're actively rebelling against the UNSC and have been for years. Nobody believes that the Covenant are real.
What?
So, because this is what's so interesting about Halo lore. For a long period of time, the Covenant didn't fully assault humanity.
Yeah, I do remember that from the books.
They did pocket attacks and would wipe out settlements looking for artifacts or ways to get to the Ark.
Mm-hmm.
Which they eventually found on Earth, which is really funny because of the whole implications of that. Because they spent years looking for all these different planets, but couldn't find the human homeworld. And then when they finally did, they were like, "Holy shit, we didn't think there'd be people here." But so they're actively looking for that, and because of that, the Covenant will come in, wipe out an entire settlement, and then the UNSC will issue a statement like, yeah, so this settlement that we're actively at war with just got wiped out by aliens. Crazy, right? And obviously, you're not going to pick up on that. But it was very interesting that in, the first fight, there was, this old dude who was like, holy shit, I didn't think they were telling the truth. And like the main character, she's like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, I didn't think the Covenant was real. I thought that was just bullshit propaganda that they were throwing out there so that people would believe in their Spartans." Like, and the entire time they're talking about like Spartans are like killing machines. They're inhuman and they are built to kill you.
That's like, I mean, to be fair, that's kind of what the Spartan one was.
Spartan 1s and 2s were designed to crush human rebellion. And that's fine. And I think they did that part really well. I wasn't a fan of a lot of the effects and stuff going into it. The overall story could be relatively interesting. I'm going to get into light spoiler territory. I don't think anybody really cares, but I'm just going to give a preface anyways. The story they're doing in the Halo TV show is the story they lied to us about being in Halo 5.
For real?
Yes.
God damn it.
So like, and because of that, I'm kind of interested in where they go with it, because the story that they ended up going with, yeah, it's like him and Silver Team, the planet outpost, everybody dies except for one girl, the main human character.
Yeah.
And Master Chief is like, "I'll take her back with me. Silver Team, you guys take the other ship." Everybody's like, that's not the rules. And he's like, "I will take her back alone. You guys take the other ship." And he takes her back, and like as he's flying back, like it cuts to everybody over on Reach, and they're all talking about stuff. And like Miranda Keyes calls Quan, who is the girl, the lone survivor, and it's like, "Hey, can you go on TV and like just tell people like what the fuck is going on? Like these are aliens and all that stuff." And she's like, "No, fuck you. I don't like the UNSC. Like I am your prisoner right now. I don't want to deal with that." And then Captain Keyes is like, "Hey, so I didn't want to do it, and it's super wrong, but the girl died to her injuries in transit." And Miranda's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "The girl died to her injuries in transit. I wanted you to hear it from me." He's like, "She's not dead. I talked to her." And he's like, "She died from her injuries in transit." Then Master Chief gets a message and is like, "Hey, kill the girl." And this is like after he had been talking to her for maybe all of like 20 minutes. And she literally asked him like, "What? So you're just going to do whatever they tell you to?" And he's like, "I mean, I guess." And then he starts second thinking, goes through a whole sequence of sabotage and gets the ship and himself off of Reach, with taking his helmet off, of course, and touching the Halo artifact to unlock his Halo powers. It was very campy, but like, I do want to say it looks like Silver Team went to a boot camp just to look badass and nothing else.
Oh no.
Like, and it was great because there's a moment where they're talking to Halsey, and Halsey is as much of a cheap bitch as she always is.
Perfect. So they cast her properly.
Yeah, she's like, she's not like bad yet, but she's definitely committed a few war crimes at this point in her life.
Catherine Halsey only commits war crimes.
No. She feels bad about them sometimes too.
Oh, no. Okay, you can feel remorse for committing war crimes. That doesn't mean that you don't only commit war crimes. Her entire career with the UNSC is war crimes.
That is fair, especially considering after they beat the Covenant, then they had a fucking war crime tribunal for her.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
they knew full well that as soon as they beat the Covenant, she was dead anyways. Didn't matter.
Yeah, and so... And the funny thing is her entire argument is the ends justify the means, and everybody's like, the means didn't exist, or like the ends didn't exist when you made the means. Okay, like you're using retroactive judgment to be like, yes, I was in the right, but in terms of stealing children to kill humans, it's not a good look, lady.
Stealing babies to kill humans. And then stealing more babies and putting fucking temporary clones in and traumatizing dozens, if not hundreds or thousands of families while looking for your fucking Spartans. Good human being right there.
Yeah.
That's some Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk shit.
But so hi Brofish. Thank you for the raid. There's the audio cue. We are doing Studio Blank, the anime and manga podcast, where you can find all your news, views, and reviews on all things weeb every single week. We're currently talking about Halo.
We are in fact talking about Halo.
And oh man, what a show it is. It is very funny though. So like Silver Team, they're talking to Halsey at one point in time, and they're just sitting there, and they're like, Halsey's like, if Chief lands and people start shooting at him, you need to protect my son at all costs. You need to do everything you can. And then like one of them's like, but what if they're friendlies? And then the main guy is like, if they're shooting at Chief, then they're not friendlies. Right, ma'am? And it's like, okay. They intentionally were trying to. And then I think there was 5, maybe 10 minutes of them slowly walking. And like everybody else is running around behind them, scrambling vehicles, scrambling jets and all that stuff. And it's cutting to high tension sequences of Master Chief. And then there's just these 3 and they're just slowly walking. And it cut back like 3 times. I was losing it. But if you take this as the Halo show, as a Halo TV series based on the games, you will be disappointed. If you take this as the Legend of John Halo, the Chief Master, it is a very enjoyable sequence of events. And I would recommend a free Paramount Plus subscription when it's over, just to entertain yourself. But
I love the Chief Master. That's a good one.
The Chief Master. Yeah, no, it's like there was a moment like he touched like a relic and started getting like his memories back from when he was a child and had a family and stuff. And that's like the whole plot is like, oh no, he's getting his memories, but he touches the rock and it just shoots out like a pulse, and it's like, yes, the Halo powers. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. I'm going to continue watching it. I have the 1-month subscription with Game Pass, so I'm going to do so. But that is one of the things that I've spent a lot of time on. That, and then I'm caught up with my webtoons. I did run out of coins this week though.
I had to refill
dangerous.
for the first time in probably 4 weeks, and it was a sad day.
Yeah,
Can we talk about TOG, please?
I really badly want to talk about TOG. So, Tower of God got very, very fun this week because our good boy Bam is like, hey, you're a big fish. You're very strong. I don't think I should let you out of here, even if you're saying you're going to help me, because I don't really trust you. This trust thing, it's not really working for me. But you offered me your power. It's a cool offer. I'm going to turn it down. I'm actually going to take it. I'm going to swallow you whole.
You're going to get snatched.
And the fish dude is like, Traumarai could not contain me. I am a god amongst beasts. And you think that you can fight me? You think you can consume me? You know what? I'm not even going to fight. I'm just going to go in and control you. And then he goes inside and he's like, I
have made a mistake.
I thought I was going to control him. I did not realize what a fucking monster I just went inside of. Holy shit.
Yeah, we got a palpable idea of how much power Bam can actually hold, and Jesus
is infinite. The man is made of Shinsu. He can hold an infinite amount of power inside of him.
It was crazy. That was like we've talked about that.
He was so
finally
confident.
Have a palpable version of it. Bless.
He was so incredibly confident going into it too. He's like, I am going to you're being so cocky. I'm going to take you over. I'm going to fuck your shit up. Oh, you know what?
I think I lost.
Whoa, what just happened there? And that's I enjoyed that. I thought that was fun. But it is Tower of God is turning up. I actually read that today because last night I was too tired to spend money or to justify spending money. So I'm just like, I'm done. I'm out. And then today I was
5 o'clock this morning.
And today I was like, I'm at work. I have time I can spend. Hey, I'm gonna do this. And I opened it up, and I saw the first panel. And I was like, oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah. Can we talk about Traumarai?
Oh Traumarai. Oh Traumarai.
I smell a damp dog.
He wants his puppies back.
The big frog, Cobalt. I'm very excited.
I was a very, very big fan of Kun is sitting there and he's like, I have this fish. And I've been told to not use this fish because the more power I use, the more dangerous it will become for me in the future. Fuck that. I like taking risks. And just goes.
That's a guy walking in and sitting down at a blackjack table at a casino with $1,000, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna double down and puts goes all in on the first hand, hoping to just hit.
I mean, hey.
To be fair, Kuhn's the same kind of person that's just like, I'll just make my own luck. I'll do it. It's fine. I got this.
Guardians make their own fate, or something.
Something along the lines.
Video game reference. Anime podcast. Video game reference. Video games. Hey.
Animu video games.
I feel like we're getting. We did talk about One Piece for a bit.
Yeah, we did talk about the One Piece game.
But you know what game did come out this week?
Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
Yeah, Tiny Tina's came out this week. And it's exactly as stupid as I expected. The character creator did let me make a cat girl. I was spinning the wheel for all of my stats and stuff, and then saw the cat ears and said, you know what? Never mind. Did not take very long at all for me to go, I am making a cat girl. The overworld, very fun. They have random encounters.
Oh.
So if you're like walking around in the overworld, there's tall grass.
Oh no.
And you can walk in the tall grass and then like a bandit will pop out. And if you touch it, then you get transported into like an arena where you just have to kill enough enemies and then you get free loot and XP.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
It is really cool.
That's a fun way to grind.
Yeah, it's like an actual reasonable way to keep grinding. And it genuinely felt really fun. There was a lot of stuff that was just wild about it. I need to play a lot more of it because I'm only like 2 hours in. I did save a peasant-ass peasant. They thanked me for saving their peasant ass.
Nice.
The jokes in it are funny. It's ridiculous. If you played Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, it is the same exact tone. Like, they didn't miss a beat over how many years? What? Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep came out in 2013?
2013, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. It was spring, I think. That was the spring one.
No, it was the fourth one. It was the fourth DLC. So if it came out in spring, it might have been 2014 even.
Yeah. I'm going to go look now.
Yes, please do, just because I'm genuinely curious. But there's like 8 or 9 years between that coming out and this coming out, and it hits the exact same tones. It's just as dumb, just as fun. I love Will Arnett. I love Andy Samberg. Like, I love Wanda Sykes. The cast is fantastic. They're all having a great time, and you can tell. I've watched bits and pieces of other people's streams, and it just seems like a lot of fun.
It's June of 2013.
June of 2013. There you go. So yeah, like 9 years almost.
Yeah.
Between release. It's probably the best content that they've put out. Granted, as long as the servers are working.
As long as the servers are working.
They did have a little bit of an influx of players on launch day, which is not unusual now. The servers were unfortunately taken down for a good period of time because of it, though.
Yeah.
And that does make me sad, but also I understand. I just went and played Elden Ring and Apex and Valorant. I play Valorant again. It's bad. Like, I'm playing Valorant actively,
But Valo is so fun.
but it's toxic.
But it's so fun.
But I become a different person when I play it. I become darker, more evil.
That's why I stopped playing League.
I stopped playing League because I didn't enjoy it. I stopped playing Valorant because I don't like who I become.
I stopped playing Val because I didn't have people to queue with.
That's fair. Every time that I literally would have asked you to queue with us, you have been gone.
All right, I can understand that. I have been gone a lot.
And I want to be clear. Your name has come up multiple times when I'm just like playing with Kat and she's like, "You want to ask Tim if he can play?" And I'm just like, "Tim's not here right now. Please leave a message after the beep." But you know, I'm just vibing at this point. I'm literally just here having a good time. Tim, do you have anything else you want to touch on this week before we give it a good old wrap up?
Yeah. So My Dress Up Darling was easily my favorite show of the season.
Yes. Oh my god, it's so cute.
Are you caught up? Fuck. The last episode had me literally
close.
begging on my knees,
Really?
screaming at the screen.
Why wasn't I here for that?
I have no idea.
Damn, I feel like I'm missing out. Also, I feel like there's like party music out my window. Like
Yeah,
can
I heard
hear
that
it.
too.
Like the
It was
steel
out.
drums. I can hear Margaritaville in the distance. What's that? I'm coming, Jimmy. Sorry. That was a weird thing to say.
Yeah, no.
My Dress Up
Maureen
Darling,
is best girl of the season, no doubt, in my mind. She was absolutely fantastic. She's so fucking adorable. And she's so wholesome. Even when she's not.
I'm trying to find a light novel title right now.
Ah. This week has been very, very busy.
This week has been wild. I'm seeing a lot of like the same stuff. I think that I have to go with this one just because the name is cute.
Do it.
One sec. Actually, this one might be better. I think that this one's better just based on the title. I think that the other one's title is cute. I'll give you this title, but you like. I'll give you two titles, but you'll only get the synopsis of one of them.
Okay.
This title, you get the entirety of the synopsis like in the title pretty much, but it's so cute and I love it. One of this week's Can't Believe It's a Light Novel title. Secretly holding hands with you behind our friend's back. Falling in love that cannot be told to anyone.
That's adorable.
It's so cute.
What the
It's
fuck?
like, okay, that's nice. That's so sweet. But then like we like I have another one for you. Xu Zifan climbed to the top circle of the slums and eventually became a boss-level figure who knew that once he crossed, he became a male cannon fodder. However, it doesn't matter. He still wants to be the big boss, and whoever doesn't have eyes will be turned into a slag in seconds. An idol was destroyed by a reborn woman? Start a company to cherish you. The real daughter of a rich family despises the childhood sweetheart? It doesn't matter. I'll have more fun with their fake daughter. A slag father gave his property to the half-brother? Give it what? How does bankruptcy feel? I should strive in every life to be the big boss in boss level face slapping specialist.
Oh my god.
Like,
Can you send me that one?
The synopsis means nothing. It makes no sense. But
Absolutely
damn,
not.
it gets funny when you get to the face slapping part. Oh no, I leaked my DMs with Tim. Cherry, it's not smut. None of I don't read smut on here anymore. Anymore
was definitely the key.
I need to be clear here because there's such a fine line between finding weird light novel titles and just finding porn, you know? It's a weird. And I will say that there's a very strong subsection of Chinese light novels that are down bad. like real bad.
I love
It's
that.
weird. Like Korea, the smut is kind of normal. Japan, they get real weird with it, but China's just down bad, man, on this novel site at least. Also, hi Kat, welcome to the smut conversation.
Oh.
Oh, please don't leave me from this. Hey Tim,
Yeah.
where can people find you?
You can find me on the internet, on Twitch and TikTok and Twitter at Syndixatrix, SYNDAXATRAX. And you can find Studio Blank on Patreon and Twitter and Twitch and Instagram and TikTok at Studio Blank Pod for the most part.
I think our
at Studio
TikTok is
Blank.
just Studio Blank.
It is.
Not like we post on it, but I
Not
but in
anymore.
case we do one day.
Yeah. In case we get back to doing that consistently.
And then I am Nate. You can find me Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube at Comfamous. Very simple, very easy to find. Follow me on Twitter. I talk about my cooking. This week I wetted the dried. I hotted the dry. I hotted the wet. I dried the hot wet. Then I cooled the hot dry. Then I wetted and hotted it again. Making fried rice is really fun. But yeah, follow us on the internet. We might post some fun stuff. But until then, this has been Studio Blank, episode 78. Thank you so much for sticking around.
Bye-bye.